We are live now.
Amazing. Well, thank you everyone for joining episode 5, workshop number 5, I should say, of the AEZ Boost Hackathon series. We've done 4 workshops previously, ranging from technical aspects of the Cosmos SDK to information about evolving Cosmos governance. LongHashX did a workshop about their accelerator. And now we're moving on to Anima, which is a new protocol in Cosmos, joining the Atom Economic Zone shortly, who will be presenting information to the audience about a privacy-first proof of personhood against Sybil attacks, which is kind of the purpose of their protocol. And I'll let Killian and Lucas dive more into that in a little bit. But before we get there, I'd just like to once again thank everyone in the audience for joining today. We think it's going to be very valuable content for Cosmos Hub developers and users, and really excited to see how Killian and Lucas, basically describe its importance in the AEZ overall. And with that being said, I'd love to introduce both Lucas and Killian formally. So, guys, if you have anything you just want to just say, maybe brief introduction before I know Killian, you have some more specific words, but maybe it'd be great if both of you can just briefly introduce yourselves as well.
Sure, yeah, of course. My name is Killian. I'm the product manager here at Synapse, and my responsibilities are essentially overlooking the development of the Anima protocol, and more specifically, the proof of personhood solution. So we are privacy first, essentially proof of personhood solution, looking to be integrated with the Atom Economic Zone across a different amount of use cases, which I'll touch upon, of course, in a minute. But very much looking forward to meeting builders of the Cosmos ecosystem and essentially explaining how we can basically work together to offer decentralized identity to the ecosystem.
And my name is Lucas. I am the head of blockchain at Synapse. So I work basically on all things related to blockchain and adding new chains and new wallets to the protocols. So it's my main work, and that's it, I think.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for being here. We appreciate it, and the audience definitely will appreciate it as well, as this is a very exciting workshop for everyone who's participating in the AEZ Boost Hackathon. So I think without further ado, I'll let you guys take over and kind of dive into the workshop here.
Awesome, that sounds great. So let me kick it off by sharing a small presentation, essentially, which is going to help us better understand the proof of personhood in a broader context, just presenting the solution very quickly from a business and a product standpoint, and then we'll go into sort of like the technical integration, how you can integrate the solution directly into your projects. And Lucas will take you through that. So let me share my screen. Great. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so essentially, basically, the company behind proof of personhood and the Anima protocol is Synapse. Synapse is the leading KYC, KYB provider in the Web3 space. We work with leading Web3 companies and have secured more than 5 billion in fundraising for these different companies, who essentially their job is to better understand where the funds are coming from. So we call this source of funds. And that's very personal, private information. When I offer up my identity card and my passport information, that's very personal. We really believe in sort of privacy first, basically like self-sovereign identity, right? And that's sort of goes to like a decentralized use case to allow the users to have like full control over their data, who they can share their data with, and essentially how that data is stored, right? So that's why we built Anima protocol, and we're really happy that Anima protocol just recently passed 35,000 unique users, and so every single person that creates an Anima is part of the Anima base. So essentially, by being part of the Atom Economic Zone, we're also bringing 35,000 unique users' attention to sort of the Cosmos ecosystem. And the different sectors in which we're present are GameFi, airdrops, and we think that there are a whole host of sectors that could be really interesting to bring this sort of privacy first proof of personhood to. So what exactly is proof of personhood? Essentially, it's just a way to build trust-based communities to allow Web3 to scale. Because Web3 scaling, there are two aspects, right? There's the technical aspect of scalability, but also the human aspect of scalability, which is extremely important. Bots today are destroying trust among Web3 ecosystems and decentralized ecosystems, of course. And that's just really difficult in order to scale the human side of things in order to get that adoption that we really want. We also need to solve for that side of things, right? So essentially, we allow we solve for that by basically verifying the humanity and the uniqueness of the wallet that is interacting with the DApp or the protocol. And the benefits of that essentially for the user, the proof of personhood solution, the benefits that has for the user are as followed. It's free, it's privacy preserving, as we've touched upon, and it's multi-wallet, right? It's multi-chain, multi-wallet, and the Cosmos Economic Zone, obviously, it's compatible with Kepler, and other wallets are going to be coming as well. And you can easily decentralize and share your identity in a couple of clicks. So we'll go through a demo very quickly, just showing how that works right after. From a builder standpoint, it offers essentially project managers clear and actionable data as to the verification status of the users and the wallets that are essentially interacting with the protocol. And this essentially saves time for support teams and for developers, because some of our clients spend a lot of money on developers having to essentially investigate on-chain whether or not they were dealing with bots or multi-accounts. By having a clear-cut yes or no decision in terms of if the person is unique, it saves a bunch of cost for projects as well, and allows them to build great sort of like on-ramps which value humans over capital. So just going over a couple of the benefits that I stated from the user side, right? So privacy first, what does that mean? That means that we do a liveness scan of the face, and essentially the scan is transformed into a hash, and that hash is non-reversible. So it's essentially just just a hash, which is stored in decentralized storage and encrypted with the user's private key. It's free because the user doesn't have to pay any gas cost to store that information in a decentralized server. So when it is stored, it is sharded between different servers as well. So that's an additional layer of security, of course. And it's a very scalable approach. Essentially, it's scalable because it scales with the amount of authentication. So there are some protocols like Proof of Humanity which don't scale. Essentially, more people want to get authenticated because there's a manual process. They don't scale very well in terms of authentication. We can scale no matter the amount of people that want to get authenticated on the DApp or the protocol. So I'm going to take you through just really quickly a demo of the solution, just to give you an idea of what the integration looks like when it's completed. So this use case is for governance. So imagine somebody wants to vote. In order to vote, they first need to go through a proof of personhood. So they're going to accept the privacy policy, and then they're going to launch the liveness scan. So the liveness scan is essentially just like an algorithm which measures the depth and the topology of your face and then creates a unique hash. That unique hash is then stored in your wallet very quickly with just one click authentication, a signature on your wallet. And then, as you can see, the person voted successfully once we determined that they were human and unique. This case, the same person is signing in with another wallet, and they're going through the same liveness process again, because every single time they're signing up with a new wallet, they're essentially going through a liveness process to make sure that it's one person doesn't own several wallets, right? And as you can see, there's a duplicate account found. So that person is now blocked from actually being able to vote. And then there's a third case where the person already has a proof of personhood, and they're just going to share essentially their verification status, which is human and unique, with the dApp of the protocol. And there we go. Essentially, just in a couple clicks, it's done. So going back to presentation, there are definitely like a couple of use cases which come to mind in terms of like proof of personhood and essentially stopping bots. Anytime there's like any economic incentive for agents to act opportunistic, they will do so. So for example, like when there's a lot of money on the line, Arbitrum gave between 250 to 500 million in their latest airdrop to bots, which is absolutely huge. Also in the GameFi space, anytime like any essentially project that has an in-game economy is going to attract bots, and those bots are going to inflate the in-game economy, which is going to make it very difficult for users to actually play. So any sort of like GameFi airdrop use cases is something that we're looking at developing essentially inside the the Cosmos ecosystem, but also the quadratic voting. So governance more broadly. Today, dApps and protocols think about one token, one vote, but soon we're going to be able to do, and today we can do, one human, one vote, which is a much more democratic sort of process for the just governance in general. And we can enable things like quadratic voting, where one person, because we know that they're human and unique, can essentially vote several times, giving an order of preference across the different votes. And so this is a much more sophisticated way of voting, which is enabled through something like the proof of personhood verification. And so essentially, proof of personhood, we see that as a first step to building a broader reputation layer on the Cosmos ecosystem. The first step is I'm human, I'm unique, and once the dApps have that information and understand that this wallet is human and unique, they can then build the reputation of that wallet in a very credible and safe way, and give the credibility and the weight accordingly to that wallet in their dApp or even in an ecosystem. And so one last thing which is interesting for proof of personhood is it's compatible with multiple wallets. So inside the Cosmos ecosystem, of course, but for dApps across different blockchains as well. So from a user standpoint, you can build up your reputation in different wallets based on your usage, and even in different ecosystems based on your needs. Thank you so much. That was just a very quick, brief explanation of sort of the proof of personhood. If there are any sort of more technical aspects, we're going to go over that with Lucas in a second. Be sure, if you are interested in building with us, to join the Telegram channel. We've created a specific Telegram channel to essentially help builders integrate our solution and benefit from sort of like a 24/7 support from our team. Thank you so much, and I'm going to hand it off to Lucas now.
Thank you, Kian.
If there are any questions, then maybe just save them till the end.
So thank you everyone for being here. I am going to share my screen. So
you should have a button.
Did you see my screen? Kian? Yeah.
No, I can't see your screen. Just give me a sec. How do I stop sharing my screen?
Yes, I think you stop it, share yours.
I see Kepler. I see.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
it's okay. So I'm going to show you how to implement the proof of personhood. We have two parts for the implementation, one front end and one back end. It will be quick since the implementation is very simple in the user end. So we are going to start by the front end. So we can go to the docs.pop.anima.io. So the first step will be to create an app. On the right top corner, you have a sign in button. So you will need to sign up, but I am already signed in, so it's okay. I will create an app. So just name it Cosmos Workshop demo. You need to select the photo, just a Alloin Pixel 1 for the example. Okay, then click create. And wait a little bit. So here you are the panel, the main panel, but we are going to use it in a little bit of time. So go re-switch to the docs. You have a link here to go to the docs. We want to implement it for React, so we have different front-end framework support: React, Vue, Angular, and Android for mobile. iOS is coming soon. So we just are going to copy and paste the yarn add method. Okay, so just install it. So and then you just have to import two things: the styles and the component, the web component we code. So here we can start. So we are going to start with the Cosmos connection, Cosmos Kepler for Kepler. We are going to code a little function to connect the wallet. So if you go to the basic API of Kepler documentation, we have a little bit of help. So we are going to first define the chain ID. Here we are going to use the Cosmos Hub. So it's just the Cosmos Hub tier 4 for the chain ID. And then we need to enable Kepler. So we are going to do R Windows.kepler.enable with the chain ID. Thank you, copilot. And then we need to get the offline senior. So basically just copy and paste all the function here, and then retrieve the account. And from the account, we just want to set the wallet address on our local context to make the button work and display the address when we are connected. So we can start the development server here. It's just opened it on my other screen. So here we can connect our Kepler. Just click on the button. If it work. Yes, you need to bind the action to the button actually if you want to make this work. Just unclick and bind the connect function. Correctly. Okay. So why it's not sorry for that. It will working. I don't know why it's not working right now. Okay. Just open chain ID is not defined. Yes, just a little mistake here. Here replace the chain ID by the one you are using. So I check if I don't make any error, but I think it will be okay. Okay, so I am connected by default, I see. but because I have already connected my wallet to the DApp, but if you don't have connected before, it will pop up approve and approve to connection to the Cosmos Hub. So here we are connected. We can start the part of the proof of personhood part. So we can go here to the documentation, and we have an example right to the bottom for Cosmos. So as you can see, we have provided a component that is really simple to use. So just copy past this port. I'm going just to add another class to display address. We are just checking that the wallet have been connected before. Okay, so take the personhood part here, past it. As you can see, we have several things to configure. So we have a unfinished function that we'll define later, just basically when the process is finished, what we want to do. The sign callback to sign the payload. So we are going to define it later too. The wallet address of the user and the chain type. We support EVM chain type, Alloin, multiversity darknet, but here we are going to use the Cosmos one. As you can see, you need a session ID we need the proof of personhood SDK. So here is the part of the backend we are going to do. We are just going to set up a little backend with Express and Chorus and Axios to make call. Okay, so we are going to define all we need to the backend. So yes, basically Express and Chorus, create a new app with Express. We are going to use express.json that allow you to pass post JSON object, and the course for all the core things. And then just app.listen to start the server. So we are going to start it on the port. Okay, that's all. First, we are going. I am going to use in-memory DB, but in your case, you can use everything you want as a DB. The basic things is you just want to generate a session by wallet, just one session by wallet. So you need to store a session for this wallet. So let's start up post. We are going to name it init. It's okay. And we can go to the documentation. So here you have a category for the API reference, and you can go to the init session. So as you can see, there is just a simple call that returns only the session ID. The part is you need your API. So I am going just to grab the main link and paste it to my environment here. And then we are going to take your key from your app. You can get your API key here by clicking show credential and paste it for the environment. So, okay. We are just going to create a new file to make the POP call. So let's name it pop.js. So we are going to create a new call init. We'll take a wallet, yes. Just here is basic Axios things. Just making call to init, just checking if the URL is correct. So v1 personhood and init. Yes, v1 and personhood init. It's okay. You need to use your API key here by defining the headers. So just API key and your your process dot env dot happy key. Here we are going to do the same things. Okay. And export it. Module dot export and init. Okay. Wait. Yes. Just importing the Axios. Better import like this. Okay. So here we can do our main things. So just grab the wallet information from the body. So rec.body.wallet, just basic error handling to make sure the call introduce the wallet params. Then we are going to check if the user is already in the DB. So we're retrieving the user, and then we check if a user have a session or not. If the user have already a session, we are going just to return the session and not reinit one. So then we are going to make the call itself. So just like this, await init, import init from the file we created previously. So with the wallet as a param. And then I did to add to your DB with add the session and the wallet to your DB. Here is memory DB, but you have to use a better DB, I think, like SQL or Argo or Mongo, like you want. And just if we have an error here, just return a message with the header for the front end, and return the session to the front end too if there is no errors. So we can implement the code on the front end. So basically, we are just going to use a use effect and listen to change on wallet. If the wallet is null, we are going to just do nothing, and if it's not, we are going to make the call. So like that, as data, we are going just to pass the wallet, and when it's done, we just have to use the session returned by our API. So we are going to stock it in the state of your app. Like this. I think you copy that again. So I think we can try. Just replace this part with the session, and not use the wallet here, but the session. If session is defined, we are going to display the personhood component. So I think we can try and start. Not takes for our backend service link. Just reload, connect the button, and we have error. Access is defined. Just add Axios to your front end. It's better if you want it to work. Do it on the back end. We will not change anything. Just wait a bit. Restart the server, and we are in. Axios is not defined at all because I not imported it. Okay, I think it's better. We got an error since 15. Defined session. reading session ID. So what is the problem? I think session ID. What? Just not returning the data, so it will not work. Just restart the server and retry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, we just address is not defined. What is the problem? Yes, it's because it's wallet. Yeah, the first is the good. Okay, so here we have the proof of personhood component displaying. So what we are doing is just basically verify our session. So we can start by clicking the box here, then start. Because I'm using currently the camera for the live stream, I'm going to do it with my smartphone. So just basically you have a button here, stop with your smartphone. You can snap the QR code here. I will try to show you a little bit what it's doing. Okay. So there you have all the verification process. So it's the liveness. So you need to scan your face. And what we are going to do. It takes a little bit of time. So start verify. Okay. Okay. And so as you can see, the verification is done here. We can click continue. And then we can store our, yes, we didn't code the signature part. So it's what we are going to do next. So we need to sign a payload to share, to decentralize our proof of personhood. So the next time we are going to use it, you just need to basically reshare it. You don't have to redo the likeness. So there is a part on our documentation here about the signature. So we are just going to use the wallet API. I'm just going to copy and paste this part, and then I'm going to explain to you. Just replacing the things. Windows.kepler, Cosmos Hub, wallet, message. So basically what we are going to do is just sign a payload using the sign arbitrary abilities of the Kepler. So it's a basic JSON payload that will allow us to decentralize your proof of personhood for you, and then you can reuse it in the future. The SIG part is just about the construction of the signature. Here, as we support multiple chain, it's a very Cosmos specific port. So if you are using, for the algorithm, if you are using a Cosmos Hub, is a CP256K1, and it will be the same for practically all of the Cosmos chain. There is just a little exception for one or two that use an ETH signature. And here we transforming the Sonify payload to hexadecimal and resend it to our component. So if I'm reloading, and we go here, we connect the wallet. Here we can decentralize our wallet. So it's the payload what I am talking about before. Just click approve, and it's going to, yes, it's working. So we have decentralized our proof of personhood. So the next part, it's just basically verify if in the backend, if the POP has been validated. So here we are going to check to get the session details. If we go to our doc. As you can see, we have a station detail part with a complex response. But here, the only things we want to know if the session state was approved. You have 3 states: approved, in progress, and rejected. And for all the states, you have info for why is it progress, what is it doing at this moment, or why is not rejected. If we detected is not human or is duplicate from your app. So basically, the call is just like that. Session ID and details. It's post is get. So yes. You also need your API here to check your user session detail. It's the same, and this time returning the data is better. Session details, and we are going to add a new routes to our app. So app.post. We are going to tell it mint drop. It's okay, I think. Okay. So we are just going to get the wallet of the user, because we are sending it. We are going to send it from our front end to check if the data is okay. So wallet, okay, but wallet.body. If there is no wallet, throw an error as always, and get the user with the wallet. If the user don't have if we cannot find the user with this wallet, or if the user don't have a station, we are going to send an error, say it's missing the station ID, session proof of personhood, proof of personhood session ID. Then try cat block as always when we are making a call. And in this try cat block, we are going to get the details of the session. So yes, about that. Session detail. Yes, we are going to import for the file created before. And we are going to check if the state is approved. So yes, the state where is approved. It's not approved. If it's not approved, you can send an error that the session is not approved. And if you here will be your mint, your here implement your header project. But for the workshop, I will not do a thing like that. We just are going to return a message and display it to your user, to our user. So the code is ready, I think, for the backend part. We can implement it to the front end. So it's basically what we want to do when the personhood has finished its jobs. So just go here and yes, we are going to make it here for clearer comparison for you. Yeah. Okay. So we just want to get the results from our API. So here, thank you, Copilot, as always. So make the calls to the route we just coded before, mint a job with the data. We don't want to use the session, but the wallet. And then we are going to store the message on the app state. So finish message, and then here set finish message, result.data.message. Yes, that's when we send. And there had a new block to display the message to the user. If the message was defined, we are just going to display it on our app like this. So I think we can try the full flow. As I have done before my proof of personhood, I just need for this Cosmos address, I just need to share it. So I don't need to redo the liveness port. As you can see, I've been marked as duplicated because it's normal because I do it before. While you do testing, we implemented a feature on the sandbox fund that you can clear your sandbox. It will reinit all of your proof of personhood, so if you can try for a new one. It's perfect. Just restart the server to reset the in-memory DB and retry. So okay, share my proof, approve. Okay, I'm human and I am not duplicated. As you can see, we can see the airdrop airdrop minted message. So in our backend, all the verification has been done and the state of the station is approved. You can also see it here in the front end of your manager part, all of the station. So that's it for me. I think we can go to Killian back or to Brian.
Nice. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. That was definitely pretty informative. I like how you went super in depth on the demo and the code as well. I actually don't have any questions in the chat at this time. So all good there. But that being said, if there is anyone that wants to ask any questions that either didn't want to type in the chat or maybe is watching this asynchronously, because it's obviously also going to be recorded and put up on the DoraHacks website, as well as circulated on Twitter and social media as well, to watch in the future. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. You can reach out to myself directly. My Telegram is @BrianDora. You can also get connected directly with the DoraHacks team on Twitter, which is @DoraHacks, or you can DM the Telegram as well, which is @DoraHacksOfficial. I'm sure Killian and Lucas feel the same way in terms of if you have any questions. Please feel to reach out directly to them as well. What's the best place for the audience members that want to learn more to reach you guys at?
We have Telegram and Discord. So on the link on the presentation, Killian you have link. So just snap it with your phone and join the Discord or Telegram.
Awesome. Killian, you're on.
You're mute.
Sorry about that. There's also a website specifically, which specifically goes in depth on the proof of personhood, links to the docs as well that Lucas used, and the demo if people want to see it again. It's pop.anima.io. So POP like proof of personhood, pop.anima.io. So you can visit that website to get more in-depth information on the proof of personhood. If it's for specifically integrating and building, and you want to talk to us, don't hesitate to flash the QR code Telegram, and we'll be there to answer any questions.
Nice. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I guess that basically concludes the workshop for today. I don't know if Lucas or Killian, you have any just final words you want to say to the audience before we wrap up?
Killian, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're definitely looking forward to integrating, this decentralized identity directly into Atom economic zone, and help support all of the projects which are building in the Atom economic zone. And we want to bring this privacy first layer of identity, directly into the Cosmos ecosystem. We really believe that this can help scale the human side of things, because technically I think we're getting really good, but on the human side, there's still this problem around trust. And I think this really needs to be addressed if we're going to, crypto is going to be adopted and mainstream and billion plus users and everything that everybody wants, essentially.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you both so much. Thanks everyone who joined as a live audience member. Thank you for taking the time. I think this was a very valuable workshop for participants of the AEZ Boost Hackathon and just all stakeholders of the Atom Economic Zone in general. This is going to be something very relevant to you in the near future. So thank you both so much for taking the time to walk everyone through your protocol. I think it was very, very informative. So I'm glad we had the chance to do this. But with that being said, that's it. That concludes this workshop. So thanks everyone for joining, and thank you, Lucas and Killian, for taking the time to hop on as well.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.